film the video.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, I showed you step by step how I make a lino print at home, but only the printing stage. So this time, I'm going to take you right from the start, from the drawing the design directly onto the lino, all the way to the end. So right now, I'm just doing the drawing, and you can take a look at where I'm at. And this particular design, it's inspired by a train journey through Vietnam on the Reunification Express, which goes from the north to the south, or vice versa, I think. Anyway, let's dive into it. So in this image here, we're looking out of the window of the train. You can see the curtains here, and we've got the bottle on the table. So it's the interior image, and we're looking out. We can see the wind turbines in the fields, and we've got the bed up here. Yeah, and it's almost finished, so we've just got a little bit more to do. So this design, this will be carved afterwards. So this is what I always do. I'll draw it directly onto the linoleum. This isn't like soft cut lino what I use. This is like real Hessian backed linoleum. And I don't have to worry too much about the drawing being precise or perfect, as it'll be refined in the cutting stage. But I do tend to add a lot of detail even in this part of the process. Right, so that drawing's pretty much at the completion stage. Just adding a couple of details in here in the sky. Okay, so we're at the carving stage of the lino cut, and as mentioned earlier, this particular lino cut is inspired by the train journey that me and my wife took from Nha Trang in central Vietnam down to Ho Chi Minh City recently. Okay, so these are the carving tools what I use. Well, the cutting gouges, these are File. That's the brand. They're handmade in Switzerland and really high quality. And over here you've got the V-shaped tools, and we also have these ones. You can see it's more like a U shape. And if you just look across here, this is where I'm up to so far with the linocut. So you can see the wind turbines. This was the view out of the window. And we have a bottle of water here. And you can see a lot of fine detail, different marks I've made. Okay, so here we have our industrial glue. This is what I use to stick down the lino. This is epoxy resin, and you've got the hardener here. And what I do, I just simply mix and I put on the back of my lino. And it takes roughly 30 minutes just to secure it to the surface. So this is like the acrylic sheet what I've stuck it down onto. So obviously here's our finished lino. So now we're ready to ink this up. Okay, so just using this Speedball Professional Relief ink again. And I'm gonna just, you don't need so much ink. Just a little bit like that, because it goes quite far. So we'll roll that out. Right, so this is my roller or brayer, it's also known as, and you can see it's quite a big one, quite a large one. Okay, so I'm armed with my roller. I'm going to do probably the most exciting part, really, because I'm going to apply the ink and I'll be able to tell really how how the print will look at this stage, because usually, if I'm honest, I don't really know how it's going to turn out. I have some idea, but I can never tell till I get to this stage. So this is like the moment of truth, right? And what I do, I'll apply usually 2 layers of ink just to build up the coverage. Okay, so we've got our wooden baren here. This will be used to burnish the back of the print. Apologies if I'm sweating profusely. It's really hot here at the moment in southern Vietnam, which is where my studio is. Anyway, it shouldn't affect the print. So let's have a little look. So we're going to do the burnishing now. Right, so this, we just rub in the back of the paper, and we've got to put a lot of pressure. Right, as you can see, I've tilted the baren on its side like this, which is perhaps unconventional. The main reason I do this, simply just it applies more pressure. I'm able to apply more pressure, should I say. Right, so I must add, like, this is how I print all of the time. I don't use a printing press, I just hand burnish like this. So I guess you could say the touch of the artist's hand is felt throughout every aspect of the art. So this definitely requires a little bit of elbow grease. Maybe not for everyone, but the reward is usually worth it, in my humble opinion. So I will also use the flat of the baren as well, just at the end, just to give it a light rub around. So just using circular motions. Okay everyone, thanks again. Especially if you've made it this far into the video, thanks for coming to my studio here in southern Vietnam. And what you've just seen was a proof print of the linocut. That is just to see where or how it's looking. And since then I've carved a little bit more away of the artwork, and we've got a few more prints which I'll show you in a second. But what I do want to say is that once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a free print. So for everyone that subscribes, you'll automatically enter the draw for that. And if you want, you can come down now and take a look at the artwork. So you can see more of my artwork and even purchase it on my website, where I've got all of my limited editions, as well as a lot of useful blogs for those starting out in lino cutting or those who want to refine their techniques. And I'll put the link in the description as well as on this video. So once again, really appreciate everyone that supports me, and anyone that would like to subscribe, you will be in with a chance of winning a free lino cut print by myself.